Hi, dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram here with your Cricket Happening show. Thanks for your tremendous support here. And now, what I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to talk about the second test between England and Sri Lanka, which ended in a draw. The only thing that I would like to say here, I've already spoken about it, but as you know, 343 was set by Andrew Strauss for Sri Lanka to have a victory in the second end power test. And Sri Lanka finished with 127 for 3 with the last 1 hour's play being just given off by Andrew Strauss shaking hands with the Sri Lanka and saying that that's it. So, but 127 for 3. Now, what I would really like to talk about is that England, why, I mean, for me, it is real question mark because, England had the psychological advantage with having won the first test match. Their bowlers would have been full of confidence, the spinners. It is the last day of the match. There is nothing wrong. Whether you're going to win this match or what is going to happen is irrespective. I mean, you're just going to try. You're definitely not going to lose the match from such a situation. And the question was, why did the English captain Andrew Strauss actually stretch the innings to such an extent? It's not the question of whether you would have won the match or something like that, but you have nothing to lose. So, in my opinion, it was something which was very, very surprising that Andrew Strauss continued to prolong the innings. Yes, Alistair Cook definitely scored his 18th century. That was great. 72, Peterson coming into form. Ian Bell contributed an aggressive 57. 335. It was a huge target of 343. If they had actually set a target of 275 and given the English bowlers a chance, probably that would have been much better. The ball that turned from Rangana Herath for Kevin Peterson turning from outside the leg stump outside the rough. And a lot of roughs are also created when it's the final day, the wear and tear of the pitch. And he just prolonged the innings to 335. And then Sri Lanka, when they started, they definitely lost an early wicket. Kumar Sangakkara coming because of Tilakendra Dilshan's fractured finger, and Sangakkara was caught by Morgan. That was some tremendous bounce from Tremlett, and Morgan actually picked up the catch in the slip, so he was gone for 12 of it, 2 boundaries. And then Paranavitana contributing 44. But what was important, and also one thing which was seen, that probably one would have expected that Strauss could have brought the spinners early on. Graham Swan, you have the world-class spinner in the side. You could have brought him early on and just tried to take the wickets, but he just prolonged it. I mean, it was. I'm sorry to say that probably. I'm nobody to actually talk about it, but I'm just given an opinion giver here. I was really surprised that Andrew Strauss prolonged the innings and then he didn't bring in Graham Swan because on a last day pitch, I know the ball probably 3 to 4 overs, he could have just given it and just brought Graham Swan into the attack, which he actually waited for Graham Swan to be given the ball. I know that the outcome doesn't matter. I mean, finally, yes, the match eked out a draw. Paranavitana making 44. And 25 from Mahela Jayawardene, Samaravira 17 not out, and Prasanna Jayawardene not out on 12, 127 for 3. 3 wickets being shared by Tremlett, Broad and 1. Yes, the match is dusted. Tilakendra Dilshan of Sri Lanka was given man of the match. But I can only speak about this. Like Andrew Strauss, why did he not declare earlier? One. The second question would be for me, why he didn't bring his Graham Swan, the world-class spinner in the side so early on, just to see what it can do. Probably, I mean, it's not. It's a question of an if and a but actually, but you could have just tried it. Probably that could have added more entertainment for the spectators too. Always curious, they would be really, really waiting. Like something could happen. Something could happen, like what happened in Cardiff. Anyway, I thought that Strauss didn't really give England a chance by doing that. But as I said, he knows what he did best. So I'm not a critic or something. I can only speak about the game. This is what I feel about it. Probably I'm wrong. Any of your friends or subscribers can always correct me, and probably you'll have a different opinion to say. Well, that's it. So the second test is all gone. It's 1-0 in favor of England now after winning the first test. And then the third test between England and Sri Lanka started at Southampton in the Rose Bowl on June the 16th. Now, I'm going to do, the next thing that I'm going to do is going to do a quick preview of the second one-day international between West Indies versus India at Port of Sun. India are one up in the series in this one-day international series here. It's a 5-match one-day international series. So the second starts today. Just talking about India, well, India, Shikhar Dhawan, as I said, the opener played well, but it was a sort of things like he was a stop-start situation for Shikhar Dhawan. Probably Shikhar Dhawan has to really, really work out. I mean, it is a real platform for him to really show his mettle and prove himself. Probably needs to do a lot more because he was a bit suspect against the short ball too. Parthiv Patel, the opener, probably also has to do a good job here. Virat Kohli and Badrinath failed, unfortunately, so it might be the time. Rohit Sharma is in some good form. Suresh Rana, captain, showed his maturity and responsibility as a captain. Yusuf Pathan, Harbhajan Singh, they did their bit. Amit Mishra was very impressive. Praveen Kumar, Munaf Patel bowled in the good areas. And as far as West Indies were concerned, they had a good debut for Anthony Martin, right-arm leg spinner, was very impressive the other day. Ravi Rampal continues to impress. And the good thing about for West Indies would be Lendy Simmons also has to get some good form there. And the top order unfortunately failed. Darren Bravo, there's big question mark. Suddenly he's not been getting a lot of runs under his belt. Ramnaraj Sarwan was struggling, even though he's the most experienced person who could hold the innings. Marlon Samuels was looking very good with that neat knock of his and was looking in good nick. Dwayne Bravo, Kiran Pollard, you can always expect some big things from them. Darren Sammy always leads by example with the captaincy and also his bat and ball. Well, what West Indies have to do is West Indies have to really try to level this series now. So that's for them to do it. If they do that, there will be some real interest. And for India, well, they have to continue the good form they have been and prove to the world that the reserve talent can do the trick for India. And that's what has been precisely happening. So all in all, it looks to be a good match. It is going to start in probably 45 minutes time here at Port of Spain, 9 o'clock local start there. So we are looking forward to that. So that is something which is going to happen. And the other cricket news that I could share is coming from New Zealand actually. Where New Zealand, the new director of New Zealand cricket, John Buchanan, the former Australian coach, has actually did a very good thing. What he has done is he has introduced a sort of an innovation as far as the selections are concerned. What he has done is he had got a full-time selection manager. He had got a two-man panel there, which includes John Wright and Mark Greatbat. But John Wright will have a final say in the things, it seems. So that is something coming in from New Zealand. It's a sort of an innovation by John Buchanan. Always been an impressive and innovative and a successful Australian coach too. And the other thing that I would like to talk about here is the South African Cricket Awards was announced today, and the honours has gone to Jack Scalise for his prolific run getting. He has been named the Cricketer of this Year award in South Africa. And the very, very promising right-arm Pakistan-born leg spinner Imran Tahir, who actually qualified for South Africa during the World Cup, has picked up 3 awards, and he has been very, very impressive, and he's going to be the talk of South Africa for sure. There's no doubt about that. And other than that, as you know, as I yesterday mentioned, that Simon Katic very surprisingly was left out of the Australian contracts list for the 2011-2012 season, which came as a big surprise. And now the players have started voicing their opinion, and they too feel the same, that they feel very sorry that Simon Katic has been left out of the contracts list, because he has been very consistent too. So it has come as a huge surprise as far as Australian cricket is concerned. Simon Katic with his consistency, being an able foil to Shane Watson too. So that's all come as a real surprise. Well, dear fans, so we look forward to the game between India and West Indies, which is going to be starting in 45 minutes time at Port of Spain. Probably I'll be giving the full match report. Probably I'll be only covering the match later, probably, because I have to go for work. As I said, unless and until it's going to be a full-time job for me as far as cricket is concerned, that is the time I can cover every match. Not a single match would be left out, and that will be my bread and butter, and I could cover. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. I'm doing this for my passion. So, well, just keep an eye on cricket happenings. You never know, Ram will pop up. Thanks for your company and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram signing off. Thank you.